And now I welcome you to the second part of the ascent to the final dungeon. This is Apollo Sanctum game. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the dungeon in the entire game. I like this dungeon a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and heal real quick. Actually, you know what? I need to go and change up my status. I'm gonna go have these guys up here for a little bit. This is the final hurdle that we need to talk to, or this is the final hurdle we need to go through to get to the final dungeon. But if you talk to the statue here, it says, "Stay healthy, travelers. It is wise to keep one's mind and body strong." He's gonna heal you on PP and hit points automatically, so that's kind of good. That's a good thing to have. We're gonna keep going onwards, and now we have another gimmick to this dungeon here. The gates to Apollo Sanctum will open for one who can align our emblems correctly. So, we have 4 lines here, represented by the 4 elements. We need to go pretty much on either side. There's going to be new areas unlocked once we get an element circle lens thing to come to the line here, and we align it with the shadow against the wall. As you guys can see, it's right here. As soon as we align it, the next section will unlock. But first we need to go over here, which is the Mars section, the fire section. Now there's going to be a lot of stuff we gotta go and get here, as well as, you know, a couple of treasure chests here and there. If you come all the way to the side here, there's a treasure chest that has a mint in it. So let's go ahead and use that real quick. Who has the lowest agility? Yo-Yo probably has the lowest agility out of all of them. Yeah, he does. Okay, let's give that to him. But now, let's go back. And at the top of the stairs here, you're going to cast Grip. Because we're going to go do some more grappling hook away action here. We're going to climb up here. Now, these little stepping stools right here are going to be the main thing in this dungeon we have to step on a lot. But also, if you got these snipers here, they're going to shoot arrows at you. If you let them shoot you, you're going to fall down. That's all it's going to do. I just wanted to show what that did, because I don't think anybody gets hit by those. They're so slow moving, it's just like, well, you might get hit, so just keep running onwards here. I don't think you can investigate this statue. No, you can't. There's going to be a statue layer that we can actually investigate and has an item in it. But what we need to do is we need to cast Crush on the stake here. As soon as it comes out and you hit it, a giant circle lens appears, and we need to run in front of it, and we need to stand on the switch to make a platform appear to it. If you don't do this, the lens falls, and it doesn't advance any farther. And then it goes into that room I mentioned earlier, the main room, the hub room in a way. We're going to be doing this about 4 times. I'm actually going to go ahead and slide on down here. There we go. And then we're going to climb all the way up here, and we're going to go back into the main hub area. In here, we're going to have to push this giant lens so it aligns with its pattern on the wall here with its shadow. As soon as it does that, this wall this gate will kind of drop, and the next one will fall. Or the next one will go down. But it'll have access to the next area, which is a purple room, which is Jupiter, which is wind. So we're going to be coming over here. Now, this one can get a little bit tricky. We got to cast Whirlwind a lot. So, actually, does Sveta have... Yeah, Sveta has Whirlwind. I forgot about that. Cast Whirlwind here to make sure that this goes up here. And I don't think that moving these... I think this is the one. Yeah, this one right here is the one we have to move. We have to get the statue off the switch here. So as soon as it does, the walls will go deeper into the wall, and then we can gain access over here. Cast Grip to move us around, swing us around. Don't hit the stake yet. There's a couple things we need to get. There's couple things right here we need to actually do. First and foremost, we need to hit this stake here. And as soon as you do it, it's going to go down and cause another one to raise. But as you guys can see, we have a wall we need to kind of move around. So we need to cast Crush again on this to move it, so that way the wall can actually go outwards when we cast Whirlwind on this puzzle piece right here. Because if you don't, well, it's not going anywhere. We have to have this open here so we can gain access to the next area. Alright, cast Grip again. Kind of swing ourselves. We're going to be doing a lot of Action Heroes backflips, swinging off grip places here. But we need to gain access here so that way we can cast Whirlwind at this point right here. Because if we don't, that lens is going to fall right down and we're not going to get anywhere. Let's grab this treasure chest, and inside's a really nice item. It's a side crystal which fully restores PP. Let's give that back to Matthew. He's got 12 in stock there. Alright, now, speaking of Matthew, cast Growth. I think Hemi can cast Growth too. I never really use her to cast Growth. I never really think about it because I'm just like, well, I already have Growth on this guy, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Alright, let's cast Crush on this stake here. And that's going to cause the lens to fall. Get out of its way. But if you do everything right, it's just going to go off the map completely. So now that we made little pathways for it, so everything should be alright, and it's already on its way over. And now we got the next part here. We got to push this lens. We got to push it so we can line up with the thing on the wall back there. And there we go. The next gate is down. And we're going to gain access to the next area, which is a water segment, so Mercury. And this is where it's going to get a little bit more convoluted on how to get to these lenses here. First and foremost, if you come over here, you're going to have to step on this switch manually to do that, but don't worry for right now. You actually need to go down. Need to go down, and I need to actually cast Grip here. Because there's another treasure chest at the very end, just like the other ones. Let's go ahead and grab it. Inside's a hard nut. A hard nut. We're gonna go ahead and use that real quick. Who has the lowest defense? Probably Hemi. Yeah, Hemi has the lowest defense. Alright, so there we go. Alright, now that we've done that, we need to actually kind of go back around again. Grappling hook away! Alright, so now what we need to actually do is we need to cast Move on this statue here to kind of move it over to the next switch. I know it was on one switch, but we need to cast it here so that way it makes this platform appear and pulls the other one back. Because we need to actually use this platform to gain access to the next area. Because as soon as you do that, you're going to slide on down here. There we go. And then we're going to push this statue to get off this switch. And thus, a thing on the wall will go inwards into the wall. And then finally, I think we got... Wait, no, I should have done that, darn it. I should not have done that at all. I didn't mean to. That means I'm going to have to go down and around again. Go down and around. We're just going to jump down here. Don't worry about monster encounters here. There's no monster encounters at the Apollo Sanctum gate, so I forgot to mention that. Anyways, we're going to cast Move, and we're going to put the statue back where we found it to have the other platform come out, because we need to have it out, because that's how the lens is going to travel. So, I didn't mean to jump downwards before I did that, but that's okay. At least it wasn't too out of the way. And I don't have to worry about monster encounters kind of making it a longer process. As soon as we jump across here, before you go and hit the stake, we're not done yet. Don't do it. Don't. I know it's tempting, but don't do it. We gotta fix this. And put the statue on this button here. Cause this wall to go in. But unfortunately, we can't do the same. And we're gonna have to cast grip to kind of pull ourselves away from that button before the wall goes out. The reason why is there's another thing we have to do, and that's to push this statue on that switch that we saw earlier. So we're gonna push it down, and that's gonna cause this to happen. Because you're not fast enough, you're not gonna be fast enough to outrun the lens here. You're not gonna be fast enough hopping across these things. So we're just gonna cast not grip. We're gonna cast crush on the stake, and then the lens is gonna pop out and immediately move north. Get out of its way. And then follow it. But now that we've done all this, it should go through just fine. So now we're done with this segment, and we gotta push this lens all the way across. It went all the way across over here, and we gotta push it all the way across the other end here. So we gotta keep pushing it. Can't cast move on it, you just have to push the giant circle lens. And there we go. The next gate is unlocked, and the last gate should appear. Like I said, there's only 4 segments to the Apollo Sanctum gate. So now we can go to the last area, which is Venus-based, or Earth-based. And this is the most convoluted one. This is the one where you're going to have to be going down and around a lot. First things first, run across here. And as you guys can see, some of those statues shot arrows that got stuck on the wall. Well, there's a reason for that. And as you guys can see, our last Genie is here too. So this is where the last Genie is in the entire game. So let's move that out of the way. And that'll cause a grip point to come down there. Now, I don't believe... Yeah, I think if you step on this, another grip point will... Oh, no. You have to move something there. Let's move this here. That'll cause that grip point to appear there, which we need to go to here in a little bit. But let's go down here. If you go over here and investigate this statue right here, where that was shooting the arrows, it actually holds a really good bow, the Zephyr's bow. I don't know if it's a strong weapon for me. No, it's not as strong as the Masamune, but it's a good bow. I just have 2 good of items at this point in the game. But there's a really good Zephyr's bow right there, so if you want to get it, that's how you're going to get it, is just investigate that statue right there. But we need to actually go back up again. We're going to get that Genie, so don't worry about him for right now. He's going to be our last prize here. And now we're going to cast move on this statue here. Thus, it's going to make a grappling point over there. Now that we have the grappling points, we're actually going to use the grappling points here. So cast grip on this, and this is where it's going to get awesome. Oh, man! I did like 10 flips.
10.
Not 10 flips, I did like 3. I did like 3 action hero flips and everything. But now, now we moved that statue. We got this grappling point right here, and as soon as we flip up here, we'll gain access to this Genie. This Genie will not attack you, which is a really good sigh of relief because, well, this is our last Genie in the entire game. The Mars Genie Aurora has joined you. It is set to Iolio. Aurora, the spirit of the sun's warming touch is found in Apollo Sanctum. Aurora's gentle influence heals other Jin, speeding their recovery. So, and he looks so cute, he looks like a star! Aww. But yeah, this is our last Genie in the entire game. At this point in the game, you should have every Genie in the game. There's, I think, if I remember correctly, 83 Ginny in the game, and this is our 83rd Ginny. So, if you're up to this point and you're missing any Ginny, either you missed some at the points of no return, or there's some on the world map, or there's some in the dungeons at the very end of the game that you might have missed. So if you are missing any Ginny, it's probably one of those two reasons. I know that it was really hard during this game to keep track of all the Ginny. I know it was really hard to do that because, well, there was points of no return, and that could really screw up someone's game, in my honest opinion. I know how many times I've played this game, and I've screwed up runs because I forgot a Ginny during those points of no returns, and I understand how frustrating that is. So, if you are missing any Ginny, chances are you probably missed it in a point of no return. And if that happens, I'm sorry. But at this point in the game, you really should have all the Ginny at this point. But anyways, I think now we're all set to go and hit the stake here finally. Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead and cast Crush on this stake here. As soon as you do that, this is gonna go. And you have to actually run and beat it. Because I think if I remember correctly, yeah, see, I wasn't fast enough. There's actually something else that I needed to do. I completely goofed this up. See, what you're supposed to do is get to this point and cast Grip. I thought it was a little bit deeper than that, but I guess I was wrong. Anyways, let's try this again. Let's cast Grip on it. Alright, now come over here and we're going to cast Grip again. We're going to do our action hero thing. Our 3 flips. We're going to step on this. And that'll allow the lens to go through. And that should be it. I think now we have done everything in Apollo Sanctum game here. Now, finally, we have to push this guy all the way so it matches the wall here. Keep on pushing, keep on trucking, keep on pushing through this gate here. And with that... what's this? We have one more gate. It says, Death is the dark reflection of life. To enter, create my dark reflection. Now, this can be a little bit tricky puzzle unless, it kind of makes it a little obvious. One thing in particular you need to do is we need to make a dark reflection of that face that appeared on the wall. The thing is, though, they made it a little bit obvious of where you're supposed to push all these lenses. We're supposed to make another face that reflects that. Fortunately, I should say, they make it a little bit easy. We need to push all the lenses over one from the right side, and pretty much put it on this side of the reflection here. So we need to push all of the lenses here, and it'll actually make a face reflection, which I think is a really cool concept. I really like that. Like, all these lenses have elemental pieces to it, and put them all together, and they make a reflection of Apollo, or this figure on the wall here. And a rainbow color with a dark reflection will actually gain access. We now have opened Apollo Sanctum, and now we have access to the final dungeon in the game. I welcome you guys to Apollo Sanctum, but I think I'm going to call an episode here. This is the final dungeon in the entire game. And, like I said before, you should have all the Ginny in the game. We do not have all the summons. So don't worry about that. We haven't got all the summons yet, because a lot of those summons are actually blocked off by optional dungeons. So, as of right now, you should have all 83 Ginny, because that was the last Ginny that we just picked up. and you should be all ready and ready to go to the final dungeon of the game. This takes us straight to in-game. If you need to leave for whatever reason, you can leave. You can you have to kind of go back through Apollo Ascent, but you don't have to redo all the puzzles. You just have to walk out. And I know that's a kind of hassle, but as of right now, we have everything that we need to go, and we're about ready to tackle the final dungeon. So that's kind of my PSA about Jenny. If you're missing any, look back on your older videos. I've gotten all the Jenny in the game, so that shows you where they're at. Unless they're in a point of no return, which I tried to cover the best of my abilities. I tried to cover what Jenny were missable at the points of no returns. But anyways, guys, next time we see each other, we are going to be taking on the final dungeon in Golden Sun Dark Dawn, Apollo Sanctum. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode.